Okay. The first case when we look at in graphical relationships is it's called a reciprocal. Reciprocal graphs. Reciprocal graphs is very straightforward. You need to know the following simple properties, and that is 1 divided by 1 is 1. So that means you draw the line y equals 1 as a reference. 1 over minus 1 is minus 1. You draw the y equals minus 1 as a reference. Excuse the bell in the background there. 1 over 0 is undefined, so that means that the x-intercepts become the vertical asymptotes, and I'll explain what asymptote is in a second as well. 1 over negative 0 approaches negative infinity. 1 over positive infinity approaches positive infinity. So what's an example? An example is, I think this is 2008 HSC. And I'll draw dotted line what the curve is. Now they draw it for you in solid, but I'm going to draw the dotted one. So this is y equals f of x, and you are supposed to be drawing the 1 over f. They said this is 1. So assuming this is to scale, that means that you need to first of all draw the line y equals 1 as a reference, and y equals minus 1 as a reference. Why? Because 1 over minus 1 is minus 1. 1 over 1 is 1. 1 over 1 is 1. You're looking at the y value here. You're looking at the y value of f, not the x value, right? When you do this 1 over 1, 1 over minus 1 business. 1 over 0 is undefined. So you're looking for the asymptote. So looking for the, x-intercept. So that's an x-intercept that becomes a vertical asymptote. What an asymptote is the regions or the place where the curve does not, it approaches, it doesn't cut it. So here, your new curve doesn't cut this line. The old curve, y equals f of x, cannot touch this line here. So that's your asymptote for the old curve, the x, the y equals 0 here. All right. So then you follow the rest of the thing. Oh, the last business here is join the dots. Join the dots is the last theory. All right, so we have 1 over negative 0 is negative infinity. Well, that's negative 0 there. You're looking at y value again, by the way. So negative 0 approaches negative infinity. All right, and then I didn't do the, sorry, yeah. And then 1 over infinity, I didn't do the 1 over. 1 over infinity, positive, approaches 0, positive. And then 1 over negative infinity approaches 0, negative. All right, so I need to do that as well. So, all right, 1 over 0, positive, approaches infinity. 1 over 0, positive, approaches infinity. 1 over 0, so 1 over negative infinity. You look at the y value, by the way. 1 over negative infinity, because here it's negative infinity. So that approaches 0. So here, the graph is very obvious. You just join the dots. Dot here, and dot here. So on that side, the graph is just like that. On this side, you join here to here, come back here somehow. All right, so up here, 1 over something that's bigger than 1 is actually something less than 1. So that's another point that you're going to make. So 1 over a is actually less than a if a is greater than 1. So that's bigger than 1. So 1 over something bigger than 1 is something less than 1, which is under the line y equals 1. So can you see these dots joining up? It's very straightforward. So you join those dots up. That's basically your curve of y equals 1 over f of x. And that's basically it. That's 1 over. Following this simple theory here, I'm going to stop there.